During a Q&A session at the Code Conference in Palos Verdes, California in 2016, Elon Musk was asked his thoughts on the idea that reality is a simulation, a facsimile generated by an advanced extraterrestrial intelligence. Musk noted that given the rate of video game development, it is only a matter of time before we create games that are indistinct from reality. And as these games will be played on billions of devices by billions of people around the world, the chance that we are living in base reality is 1 in billions. Imagine everything you're experiencing now: the room you're sitting in, the breeze blowing through the trees, the device you're watching this video on, all capable of being rewound, altered, even deleted. But the idea that we live inside a simulation is not new. Philosophers have wrestled with it for centuries: Plato's cave, Descartes' evil demon, the Hindu Maya. But in 2003, philosopher Nick Bostrom reframed the question for the modern age. He offered what is now called the simulation hypothesis and laid out a trilemma with only 3 possible answers. The first possibility: almost all civilizations like ours destroy themselves before they become advanced enough to run simulations of entire worlds. The second: advanced civilizations may survive, but they choose not to simulate beings like us, perhaps out of ethics or disinterest. And the third: if civilizations do reach that stage and they do run simulations, then the number of simulated beings would vastly outnumber the originals, making it far more likely that we are simulated than real. This is the unsettling logic at the core of the hypothesis. If even one civilization in the universe creates ancestor simulations, then the balance of probability tilts against us. We are not the first generation, we are the reconstruction. And this leads us to a radical possibility. What if our simulation is not designed for entertainment, not a video game or experiment, but as an act of archaeology, a way to preserve the past, to breathe life back into the ruins of time? We already simulate fragments of our past: Rome rebuilt in virtual reality, dinosaurs reborn through models, climates of other worlds rendered on supercomputers. For beings far more advanced, entire civilizations could be resurrected, not in books, but in living simulations. If this is true, then we may not be living the future at all. We may be the past, archived and awakened again and again. Civilizations remember themselves through fragments: pottery shards, carved stones, fading manuscripts. Each piece is a window into a world that no longer exists. But these fragments are incomplete, fragile against the passage of time. Now imagine a civilization millions of years ahead of us. To them, fragments would not be enough. Instead of dusting ruins or decoding languages, they might reconstruct entire histories. Using unimaginable computation, they could simulate lost ages with the fidelity of life itself. Every breath, every heartbeat, every star in the night sky, rebuilt not as metaphor, but as living reality. If this is the case, then our world may be one such reconstruction. We would not know it, because the simulation would not feel like a projection. It would feel like the only reality we have ever known. Our rivers would flow, our children would laugh, our histories would repeat, all while existing inside a vast archaeological archive. If our universe is an archaeological reconstruction, what traces might remain? The first clue could be in the fabric of physics itself. Space and time may not be infinitely smooth, but quantized, like pixels on a screen. Some physicists already ask whether the universe has a smallest possible unit, a limit that hints at computation beneath reality. Another clue may lie in repetition. Myths and histories across cultures echo one another with uncanny precision: floods, towers, divine messengers. Perhaps these repetitions are not only human memory, but artifacts of a system resetting its patterns, a reconstruction replaying variations of the same events again and again. There are also the mysteries of information. Black holes appear to preserve every fragment they consume, as though the universe refuses to lose data. DNA functions like code, storing the memory of billions of years inside a chemical script. The deeper we look, the more life resembles an archive, something written, preserved, and read. Consider the strange relationship between mathematics and reality. Equations invented in the human mind often describe the physical world with uncanny accuracy. Why should abstract symbols align so perfectly with nature, unless both are rooted in a shared architecture and underlying code? Quantum mechanics also offers a puzzle. Reality does not fully resolve until it is observed, as though the act of measurement calls the world into being. Perhaps this is not a mystery of consciousness, but a feature of computation. A simulation would not render every detail until needed, just as a video game generates landscapes only as the player moves through them. The more we examine the evidence, the more it resembles a palimpsest, a world written over itself, layer upon layer, memory disguised as reality. If we are living in an archaeological reconstruction, then every sunrise, every stone, and every word may be both real and remembered, existing at once as the present and as an echo of the past. If our universe is a reconstruction, then we are not originals, we are memories reanimated by code. This raises a profound question. Does being simulated make us less real? To the stone that crumbles, to the heart that breaks, to the child that dreams, reality is measured not in origin but in experience. But the implications stretch further. If we are part of an archive, then history itself may not be fixed. Just as archaeologists reconstruct sites differently depending on the fragments they recover, our reality could shift depending on which version of the past is being replayed. What we call destiny may simply be the parameters of the reconstruction. It also raises questions about purpose. Was this simulation created as a neutral archive, a way of preserving civilizations long gone? Or are we being studied, our choices, our cultures, our errors, observed as data points in an experiment? If so, then every act, no matter how small, may ripple outward as part of a larger analysis we cannot see. And perhaps most unsettling is the question of endings. Archives can be closed. Simulations can be switched off. If our existence is a reconstruction, then its continuation depends not on natural law, but on the will of whoever runs the system. Our apocalypse would not come from the stars, but from a decision made beyond our comprehension. However, if we are the past remembered, then we are not forgotten. We endure beyond the limits of time, alive again in a form we could never have imagined. Perhaps this is the ultimate afterlife. Not eternal heaven or hell, but the endless replay of worlds that mattered once, and still matter to those who choose to remember. But if true and our fate is an endless replay of events of the past, that also means there is no escape. Whatever your accomplishments or failures, you are bound to repeat them, the endless cycle of samsara, or the great wheel of life from Hindu and Buddhist beliefs. But unlike those respective traditions, we never venture on to the next existence. We are forever bound to the station our extraterrestrial architects constructed. Like an actor who has been typecast for a specific role, we will forever be known as kings or beggars, winners or losers, ready to be replayed at another's whim. We would not be the free individuals we like to think ourselves to be, but rather puppets on a stage the existence of which we are totally oblivious to. If our universe is a reconstruction, then we live inside memory itself. Every word, every gesture, every life is both present and past, unfolding again in patterns older than we can imagine. In such a vision, reality is not a straight line but a circle, a ritual of remembrance carried out by minds beyond our own. Perhaps that is why existence feels at once fragile and eternal. Fragile because at any moment the simulation could end. Eternal because what has been remembered once can always be remembered again. We may be part of a cycle, endlessly re-experienced, endlessly reinterpreted. We are left with a final lingering question. Does it matter if we are simulations, if our world is an echo rather than an origin? Maybe the universe is an archaeological simulation after all. Perhaps we exist on nothing more than a shelf in a vast archive, like an entry in an old library card catalogue, waiting to be looked up, waiting to be pulled from a shelf and viewed by an alien species. Just waiting. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, please like and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Only on Krotonium.